right? Like, don't get me wrong. Somebody is a shooter. Somebody is.
Oh, we got one
But
already.
because you say
I didn't say nothing.
judge and jury,
I didn't say nothing.
you're doing it right now.
Witnesses said.
You're doing it right now.
The evidence spoke
No,
for.
so the witnesses that I know said they saw Ashley get into a vehicle that was either hers or it looked like Ted's. Nobody said that they saw Ted.
That's what
they
you said.
said a vehicle
That's what you
that
say.
looked like. I know what they said.
That's what you said.
I know what
How do you know that
what
you
I
said? Why are
This
you
is
doing
what
such
they
an
said.
investigation?
This is what they said.
Why are you going following up with
Ashley-
witnesses?
Ashley came
Why
to
did
me.
you approach the
I didn't
witnesses?
approach them. Ashley came to me and told me.
Oh.
I didn't approach them.
Ashley's word is taken
Well, why would she
very
tell me-
higher. Why would she lie,
tell
eh?
herself- Why would she tell me that she shot?
Yeah, because she's
Why
dumb.
would she tell me that she shot?
She's very dumb. Or I don't know what she told you. That's what you said she told you.
I told the APS this, and they went and found the bullet. So that's proof.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know if it's proof. I don't know if anything is true what you say.
How do you not know? You know that there was a bullet recovered.
I don't know.
That
Nobody
was
told.
outside of
I think
the-
Lee told me, yeah.
Well, how do you even know that? Anything that Lee says is true.
Because he's the closest to the truth,
Well,
because he's the owner of the residence and the police talk to him regularly.
And he said that there was a bullet recovered.
That's what the police said to him.
So, how did the police know about this recovered? This bullet?
Why you
Where
fuck
did she
and ask the
recover?
police for dumb questioning? Like how the police
Exactly.
knows. Go
Exactly.
figure it out, ask the police how do you
I told
know.
them. I don't have to figure it out.
You had nothing to do
They
that
went
the
and found-
bullet was
They
in
went
it.
and found that bullet 2 weeks after.
The
2 weeks
investigators
after it would
who
happen. How did
were
they know that? 2 weeks after. Didn't they
investigating
investigate already?
found it.
Like, smart enough.
not because of your
Smart
words.
enough.
Don't make things
Smart
up.
enough. Smart enough. Stop it right now.
You weren't even
Stop.
available at the time
Stop
when they
it.
recovered the bullet
Oh my
to
lord.
speak to them because
Dan
you
was
were in the
fucking being
woods.
chased. Yes, it
That's
was.
long time after.
No, it was exactly when I told them. That's when they went. They went the next
You
day.
were in the bush
They went the
when
next
they
day.
were at the residence and
Lord,
for
Vince,
4 days
Vince,
and
no.
4 nights.
no, actually, you're wrong.
Oh,
I
you
when
know what is right.
Yeah, because I told
Okay,
them.
it's done. You are
Yes.
talking everything what I say,
No,
and I'm sick of it.
I'm trying to help you. So you
No,
don't
you're
get
trying to
attacked.
covert
No, I'm
their
not.
attention.
No, I'm not.
Because if Ted Draper is the shooter, this brings you involved and you don't like
How does
that.
that mean that I'm involved? How does that mean? How does that fucking even mean that?
Putting down what I do immediately with your answer. Diffusing what actually we're talking about and redirecting to make it appear something else. You've been doing steady and everything. So you are proud of me of what I'm doing, right? Your actions speak louder than your words. And you're only digging yourself
My God,
more
no,
hole,
it just sounds like you just did.
and you're trying
God, I
to
can't believe
attempt.
you did
And
that.
if you don't stop, it's
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
will
be
stop
good.
because I'm gonna be next
You need
on
to
the
stop
list.
because at
I
this
will
at this
stop.
moment
I stop.
you're
I don't wanna
saying
know
you are
anymore. I
assisting
don't want to know anymore.
and you're helping.
No, I didn't say I assisted. I told
No,
you
you're
where I was.
assisting me,
I'm not assisting you. What are you talking about?
or you're assisting in resolving this. That's what I mean.
What are you saying? And I wouldn't put it past both you and Ted to be both at fault. Because of our hypervigilance is paying attention to your surroundings. You know, that she was stressed, but she wasn't. She looked rested. She looked. She spoke clearly. In which, when she was telling me some of the things,
Tell me about the plane and the dog. Looked like, I mean, he came out of the plane. I don't know. It looks like a resort, not a resort, like a camp movie or something area, in a rural area.
yeah,
Tell me about it.
the plane where it was parked at the dock.
Yeah, what was about the plane? I think he sent me a picture. Or I don't know how I said that.
Ted sent you a picture.
Yeah, this
And he
he's
said
coming out of the
he'd be
plane.
flying it. He'd be flying it. He was coming out of the plane.
Well, he was close to the plane. I recall that.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know what's going
Right,
in there,
on
or posing for a picture, or
I don't know if he was or not. I wasn't
what?
there.
What do you know
But
about
so
it?
the plane was
The plane
his
was what?
bosses,
Okay.
who is this young guy,
Mhm.
whose property we were staying on.
On top of it, this is his property. Okay, I see.
He was building a house.
Okay.
The boss was building a house, and we were staying on the property. and the plane was parked down at the river, a dock.
Okay, I see.
We had to drive down to it, which would have been in the yard of the house that's being built.
So access to a plane.
Who? Well, maybe perhaps, but I never seen him have access to a plane. Like I would think that his boss would say, "Sure."
Our boss is going somewhere and say, "Hey, wanna come?"
Yeah. He never said this. He never went for a ride, but I'm sure if he needed.
How many years is Ted on the property, Mr. Boss?
First year, maybe 2 years.
Or only just 1 year?
Maybe. Well, so I was learning things prior to, like, because he was up there prior to, right, with his son.
Right. Who died in a motorcycle accident not so long ago, right? No? Didn't I read an obituary and he told me that his son just recently died. And this was the reason why he was all down in the yard. Yeah. Awakened the sorry feelings in you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because so we amplify to people who somebody dies, right?
Yeah, the mother in me. The mothering.
Yeah. And if there's such a cahoots with David Nyland and David Nyland handed you down, and most likely, there was this question because people ask, what is she like? What is she all about? And, I'm sure he introduced you.
Why would he talk about?
Well, how did it happen? That's one thing. The David Nyland collection.
No, listen. So David, I needed a ride home.
Right.
So that night prior to, because this is why I was hanging out with Dave, was because he had work, right? He had work. So it's something for me to do, getting me out of and away from where all the craziness is. So I go help him work, and we will work. So
there was more than work.
No.
There was attraction, and there was flirtatiousness, and there was something wasn't right in regards of who he is and what's going on here. Because ultimately, when I ask the people then, and when I ask the people now, and when they come to me, they tell me a totally horror story of what this guy is.
So I never saw that.
Some people have intuition for lots of things.
For sure, yeah, absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong.
I'm a good guitarist, and the other guy is a good drummer.
So I don't know, but anyways.
I had the intuition.
So listen. So when I had.
Even when he let me in the house once, I think I looked for you or something, and he opened the door, and he's in underwear there. And he just colored his hair. And the hair, the man's pride and stuff. And then I understood somehow when Andrew said, "Fucking slime, or something like that," he said, "Can't stand it, And he didn't mean it because
that's his cousin,
He didn't mean it because there was reason behind it.
He was
he's gonna be coming around here. He took, something because you bring them around or something.
No,
David, the car.
David, no, listen.
For the car.
I had seen David go there to Andrews when nobody even thought that I was around. As soon as Dave thought that I was leaving, or Andrew thought I was gone, because I wouldn't tell them half the time. And I'd see David going over there more often than not.
Well, now I heard.
No, even before that, when I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know. You telling me that?
Don't believe them.
There's more than I can see,
Definitely. And if somebody gives you an implication of something, and I'm like.
Or I make my own, form my own, not judgment, but my own.
Yeah, I was seeing.
They sniff an opinion,
I was seeing it.
We all check people out and say if I like this or not like it. I ask Sarah, I ask other people, what does he like, what does he do? Believe me, I do my thing. Because
I'm just saying. When
I like your thing.
Listen, when
and this is not because I'm jealous or something.
But you asked me something. Oh, so I was going in because I was helping him work, and then there was some other reason what I was going to say. Oh my God, see what you do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just now bringing it. I'm not afraid of him.
I'm not saying that you should be afraid of him. I've never.
But I know 3 or 4 people who are not.
I've never known him to be
creeped out and afraid of him.
And I've never got a creeped out vibe from him. I never. I don't know.
But here comes David Nyland and.
That morning. So when I got a ride, so David. So the night before I was helping him work, I told him that I needed to go to town, asked him if he was going. He said, yeah, he might have to go in the morning because he bought a vehicle. so he might have to go in the morning. And then just come here early. So I went there at 8 o'clock just to check, see if he was still going, and he wanted to wait until 8:30, 9 o'clock to call the garage where he was picking up the vehicle. In which I hung around for a little bit. I had a quick, not a coffee, I think I had a pop or juice or something. And then went from, I was going to leave, and when I was going to leave, so he called, and he said that he can't pick up his truck. It wasn't ready. And I said, damn it. And then Ted, he said, well, which way are you going? I said, the Sioux. He said, well, I'm going that way. And I said, well, do you mind if I could drive? And he said, no, not at all.
You asked him if he can drive his vehicle?
Not drive his vehicle.
Oh.
If I could catch a ride.
Oh, okay, right. Sorry, I misunderstood.
So then when I went from getting a ride, I told him, he said, well, whenever I was ready or whatever, I said, okay, well, I'm going to go to to Jesse's. I had to get my stuff. So I told him I could meet him down there, and he got the idea of the driveway where I was. So he came pulling in, and I threw my stuff in, and we went on. And on the way, I was talking, and then I said, you know what? I don't even know if you're a creep or not. And this is weird that I don't even know if you're a creepy little weirdo or something. I didn't even, I'm sure David wouldn't send me off with a little creepy weirdo, right? And I looked at him, and he kind of, smiled or whatever.
But David is a weirdo himself.
So that's how it came about during that time. And
okay, directly, you agree that you're afraid in regards of David?
Afraid?
Saying the wrong thing. Okay, watched you words, you saying, you answering a question.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to ask, why.
Okay, so...
And I don't want to say, hey David, I seen him this and that.
No, it's a lifetime of having my words, like you, for example, change my words around and make them implying something that it's not.
Nothing will be changed on these words of you.
So listen, we had this talk already at the beginning, like when you first came the other day.
And let's go to David and
listen, no, but when you came the other day and I said to you, you're creating it.
No.
You're not.
Let's go to David and tackle things.
So
we can do therapy sessions after
Ted,
this.
so Ted.
No, I don't mean derogatory.
Yeah,
I have to cut this stuff all out.
Okay, well, I'm done. Anyway,
because there we go. Because we waste our energy on something not relevant.
I don't know what else to say. What do you want me to say?
You're leaving lots of things out at this moment. That's okay, but we with it. We work with it. Because ultimately, yes, I have it still running. When the right people hear that, applauding you for your courageousness. And the women who got hurt by them, and I know a couple who I've spoken to personally, because they're looking on too. And God forbid I'm wrong, some other souls are looking on right now. As all the stuff comes from demons here. There's an abundance of everything, vehicles, where does it all come from? Where are the proceeds coming from? You cannot pull this all out of the woods for it. It's already famous. Everything is pulled out of the woods. So everybody should go in the woods, get snow machines and trucks. Hey?
Or the down. Buys things from the down.
Yeah, he's reading and dealing and shaking and moving.
He was. I don't know if he still does. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
It's not our interest, right? Trafficking of humans or
I don't know.
If this kind of thing is pushing on or shooting people innocent on top of it, conspiring or hiding, supplying with provisions or knowing about the act of conspiracy prior to it, that's what I'm interested in.
Let me know when you're done recording.
Yeah, I can do it right now. And this I find most likely in this recording 3 minutes work or something, 3 minutes, I don't know, even less probably, because while we have to listen to Sarah, we talk to our audience about how the dog name is or what our friends ate for dinner. And I hope you understand that.
Yeah, I do, I get it. And it's all done in a way that I'm not even prepared for you.
Sneaky is by not enclosing you with the details like Ashley, Ted and Chris done to you. I'm not sneaky. I talk to you about it prior, during, and when it's done we listen to it. And when you don't like something you tell me and we edit that. Meaning in editing format of removing it, censoring, whatever. Like name is censored, Thea's name is censored, name is censored. That's the word. But I know the laws not to identify the innocent. And these are the children. And I don't mind this word. Then I said to you, don't mention innocent, mention sugar cube or something. And he said, yeah, stinker, you clicked in. So, there's no tricking around how these things are constructed with you and me. They have to, like maybe do you understand the work not, how we doing and what, but you can sit here and...
This is now.
Yeah, because there was no time, we were not talking.
Like 3 or 4 days.
3 or 4 days what?
Of my knowledge of this.
Knowledge? I don't know what you mean. What is 3 or 4 days of knowledge?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I didn't know this since the beginning of time. I didn't know this.
Beginning of time? What we don't know?
At any time.
Yeah, I wasn't choosing to do now audio work or video work or whatever.
No, listen, you gotta hear me. You understand what I'm saying.
No.
You do.
Okay, you want to implement what I understand?
Yeah, because you've been
go ahead
doing
and
this.
describe
You've been
it,
doing
please.
this the whole time.
Doing what? Becoming an expert in something what I'm not. Huh? You know, any video photographer or any kind of expert in this, looking at what I'm doing, he's gonna say he's a beginner not knowing what he's doing. In regards, and this is the truth.
That's fine.
I'm not making something hyper. I don't making fan music and blinking things because this is not what this was. It's a sad story. I'm making the needable things publish what this all is being seen. Nothing fanfare or deceiving. Putting a light onto me what is not there.
So when we arrive at the position where we believe we know the identity of the suspect, 4 processes are open to us. And they're open to us when the identity of the suspect is known and that person is available or will be in a short time available to stand on one of these particular processes. The first and best process from a police point of view is a video identification. This is where moving images are recorded of the suspect and they are played with a sequence of other similar images of people that would be in the lineup.